Hi, this is SJ Talks of Life coming back at you with another video. I have it. I just happened to be watching uh this video by JR Wisdom. I kind of like this guy. He keeps it real, keeps it 100, but he doesn't bash black women. He doesn't bash. He doesn't really get into bashing, but he keeps it 100. So I can respect that. I don't have a problem with black men telling the truth um, about a certain percentage of black women, not all black women, but I do have an issue with the bashing, and he keeps it 100. He talks about different situations and everything, and he gives pretty good commentary without bashing, and I can respect that. I don't understand why other black men can't do that on here, but they're coming from a bitter place. But this video here, wife self deletes after discovers four children aren't his. And this guy is on here earlier in this video talking about his why he found out he did a DNA test on three of the four kids and found out that they wasn't his. Um, wasn't sure about the youngest one, and I guess now I'm not sure. I read the comic section, and people are saying that the story is not real. Not 100% sure if this story is real. Um, I did hear of another case where a man found out the children. He was married and found out the children wasn't his, and he took the wife out. I did read find out that case, but I guess this does kind of happen more often than not. They say that women cheat more than men. I find that very, very, very hard to believe. But that's what they say. I don't know if they have stats on this kind of thing. I don't know if they do or not. I find that very hard to believe that women cheat more than men, but they say that's what they say. Hit me up in the comment section. Let me know what you think. Let me know if you think that women cheat more than men. I'm having a very difficult time believing that women cheat more than men. But let me know. Hit me up in the comment section. Let me know what you think if women cheat more than men. But it's an interesting debate going on in the comment section of this video. This interesting conversation with the manosphere in the comment section. You get a chance, get over there and check it out. This guy's YouTuber named Jr. Wisdom, and that's a good question. What if a man is married and has kids, and then he find out the children aren't his, or he finds out one or two of the kids are not his, or whatever the situation is on down the road. They say that legally, if you're married and a woman gives birth to your wife gives birth to a child, they say from a legal standpoint, the child is legally yours. That's what I hear. That from a legal standpoint, legally, the child is yours if that child was born um, and y'all was legally married. That the child is legally belongs to the husband from a legal standpoint. But let me know, sound off in the comment section what you guys think. But this happens more often than not. I don't understand why women are not being forthcoming. First of all, I understand why these women are cheating on their husbands. Second of all, I don't know. This situation is sad because if this is really true, those poor babies don't have a mother. Um, Instead of her just taking accountability, because the man says she denied it and tried to deny it, even though he had the evidence right there, she still tried to deny it and didn't want to take accountability. You might as well face the music at that point. Um, it's hard for me to wrap my mind around that because um, I know that's something that I would never do. I would never tell a man that a child is his if the child is not his. If I know that the child is not his, now it's one thing if I don't know for sure, but if I know that the child's not his, but I tell him, I can imagine ever doing something like that, you know. Um, but there is a lot of women out there that do that. They know that the child is not hit the man's because you can look at a child. I mean, you can. I know. My two sons look just like their fathers. They look at spitting image of their fathers. They don't even look like me. They look like me when they were little, when they were babies. They look like me, but neither one of my sons look like them. They look like me. Both of them look like their fathers. So there was, of course, there was never a question, but even if there was, I could look at them and tell who the father is. You know what I'm saying? Because they look exactly like their father. So I think that a woman, I think nine times, I'm gonna go out on a limb and say that most nine times out of ten, a woman knows who the child's father is. Nine times out of ten, she knows who that child's father is. So for a woman to go and proceed and have the husband thinking that, or the boyfriend thinking that this is his child or children, and it's not, is extremely deceptive. It's extremely deceptive. And I don't understand how women can do that. I don't understand how women can be, but there's women out there like that. And unfortunately, if they're black women, they of course make us all look bad because we get judged as a whole. So they look the rest of the black female race looks bad. But yeah, let me know. Hit me up in the comment section. Let me know what you guys think of that. That's really sad. Um, what would you do if you're a man and you're married and you got kids and you find out one or two or all of your kids, worst case scenario, all of your kids are not yours, and you find out your wife had been cheating? I mean, what would you do? What would you do? Would you leave her? This guy said in this video that he was already emotionally attached to the children because he said they're my kids. In his heart, those are his kids. He had already had an emotional attachment. Oh, that was the question that I was going to ask. Do you guys think that I want the men to sound off in the comment section. Do you guys think that there should be a mandatory? There's been an ongoing debate about this. A mandatory DNA test at the time of a baby's birth, of the child's birth. Do you think that there should be mandatory DNA testing before the man signs the birth certificate? At the time of the birth, whether the couple is married or not. I think I believe it or not, you might have a hard time believing. I actually agree with that. I actually agree with that. I actually think that that's a good idea because that way, if the man finds out, I don't have a problem. Um, I wouldn't have a problem when a man. My youngest son's dad did request a DNA, but he never did go follow through with it. And I didn't have a problem with that because I knew beyond a shadow of a doubt that he was the father. I said, go ahead. I don't knock yourself out, you know. As I knew he was, But I think that's a good idea. I think even in a marriage situation, it might be damaging to the woman's ego, but I actually agree with that. I think that there should be a mandatory DNA test before the man signs the birth certificate, whether you're single or you're married. That way, if he finds out the baby is not his, he can make an informed decision on whether he wants to stay in the marriage or he wants to leave the marriage. He can make the man can make an informed decision right away before, what I'm saying, before he gets an emotional attachment to, because in this guy's case, he already had an emotional attachment to the kids. Before the man has a chance to get an emotional attachment to the child, he can find out if this child is his. If the child is not his, then he can make an informed decision at that point. Then decide, or whether he wants to stay in the marriage or the relationship or leave. That way, and then particularly if he's not married to the woman, and let's say he's not married to the woman and he's in the relation, but they're in a relationship, but he's not married to her. They do the child is born and they do the DNA test. Um, and if he finds out the child is not his, then he can say adios amigo. You're on your own, lady. I mean, this baby ain't mine. So, but as opposed to she gives birth to the child, he thinks the child is his. He signs a birth certificate. Worst case scenario, he proceeds to marry her. If they're just in a relationship, he proceeds to marry her and all that situation like that. Whereas if he found out right away that that child wasn't his, then he could have just walked away scot free without having to worry about going through a process of divorce. We all know that it's a lot cheaper to get married. Well, as far as the paperwork and all that kind of stuff, you go to the justice of peace. It's easier to get married than it is to get a divorce. So that way, that man can make, even if it's a relationship type situation, that man can make an informed decision if the baby's not his, and he can decide whether he wants to continue on in the relationship or whatever the situation is. In a marriage, same thing. If he finds out the baby's not his, then he can make a decision on whether he wants to stay in the marriage or get a divorce, because he definitely has spiritual grounds, because adultery is spiritual grounds for divorce. So if the baby finds that the baby ain't his, then he definitely has from a scriptural standpoint, he has scriptural grounds for divorce. So the man can make a more informed decision. Um, like I said, it would kind of mess up a woman's ego, but but I actually, like I said, I actually agree with that, and that's what the guys were talking about in the comment section, and then the Black Manosphere has been kind of debating that. Should there, hit me up, men, women too, hit me up in the comment section. What do you think? Do you think that there should be mandatory DNA testing at the time of a child's birth, whether that you're married to the person or you're not? Hit me up in that comment section. Let me know. I want to. That'd be some interesting responses. Hopefully, I get some interesting responses. But I actually agree with that. I think there should be. I think there should be. That way, if she's not sure who the father is, she can find out who the father is. If he's not the father, then she can find out who the biological father really is, and then proceed to um because it's not fair to the other man, because the other man might want to know, if this is my child, what if that he wants to be in that child's life? What if he does want to be in the child's life and he don't know that's his baby? So to have the husband thinking that all this time, or the boyfriend thinking all the time this is his child, you're robbing that other man of the opportunity to father this child. So a DNA test right up front would eliminate all that, and it would give the biological father an opportunity to have a relationship with the child earlier on. So I think it would be in everybody's best interest. It would be in the child's best interest. It'd be both a mother, father, both. This is a case of a situation to where she's not sure who the father is, but she don't want to tell the man, you know, or whatever the situation is, she can find out who the father of the child is. See, if he's not the father. So I think it would be for the best of everybody involved. But hit me up in that comment section. Let me know what your thoughts are on that. Particularly men, sound off in the comment section. Do you think that there should be a mandatory DNA test at the time of a baby's birth, whether you're married to the woman or not? All right. Till the next video.